Whisker's last stand. The sun beat down on the dusty main street of Rattlesnake Gulch, a heat so thick you could almost chew on it. Sheriff Whisker McGee, a sleek ginger tabby with a scarred ear and eyes the color of polished emeralds, surveyed his domain from the shade of the saloon awning. A tumbleweed, its dry tendrils brittle as old bones, skittered past. It was a slow day in Rattlesnake Gulch, perhaps too slow for Whisker's liking. Suddenly, a shadow fell across the sun-baked earth. A horse snorted, and the distinct jingle of spurs announced the arrival of trouble. Rattlesnake Gulch had seen its share of outlaws, but none quite as notorious as Black Bart Bellamy. This was a mean-spirited coyote with a penchant for bank robberies, and a bark worse than his bite. Black Bart sauntered into the street, his beady eyes scanning the storefronts, until they landed on Sheriff Whisker. A sneer contorted his muzzle. "Well, well, well," he drawled. "If it ain't the town's furry lawman." Whisker's tail twitched, a silent warning. He was known for his lightning-fast draw and a stare that could curdle milk. "Bellamy," he responded, his voice a low growl. "You've barked your last holler in my town." Black Bart's hand instinctively went to the Colt .45 strapped to his side. "I reckon we'll see about that, puss." The air crackled with tension. The townsfolk, a motley crew of prairie dogs, jackrabbits, and a nervous badger undertaker, vanished indoors, peering through dusty windows. This was the showdown everyone knew was coming. Whisker's whiskers flared, his stance firm. He wasn't one for theatrics, but he wasn't afraid to meet a challenge head-on. With a blur of motion, his paw shot out, batting at the holstered gun of the outlaw. Black Bart, taken by surprise, fumbled with his weapon. This was a duel of wits and reflexes, a dance of death on the dusty street. The revolver discharged, the shot going wild and kicking up a puff of dust near Whisker's ear. The outlaw's eyes widened in surprise and frustration. This was unlike any lawman he'd ever faced. Whisker used his small size to his advantage, weaving and dodging, a ginger blur against the stark backdrop of the western town. He leaped onto a nearby barrel, then sprang, a whirlwind of claws and fur aimed at Black Bart's face. The coyote yelped, startled, and dropped his weapon. In a flash, Whisker had Black Bart pinned to the ground, a paw pressed firmly against the outlaw's throat, claws retracted, but ever present. "Next time, Bellamy," Whisker purred, a predatory rumble in his chest. "Try playing by the rules, or don't come back at all." Black Bart, humiliated and defeated, scrambled to his feet, nursing his pride and a few minor scratches. He mounted his horse, a picture of a dejected outlaw, and rode out of Rattlesnake Gulch, leaving only a trail of dust and the ringing silence of the satisfied townsfolk. Sheriff Whisker, his duty done, calmly retrieved Black Bart's discarded weapon and strolled back to his perch, the unchallenged guardian of Rattlesnake Gulch.